Ah, beautiful peeps of the Valley and the Ranges and beyond. Yes, you're watching Yarra Ranges Live TV. We are live, loud and proud, here, of course, at the Foothills Community Care Centre, part of the Baptist Church, of course, here in Upwey, where it's the big Mother's Day drive for 2020. What's going on here, I hear you ask? It's all, of course, in aid of supporting and giving some love to mums out there, and a fantastic group of volunteers have come together to provide some fantastic meals, of course, delivered to mums in ISO and in lockdown. I'm going to share their story with you. If you've just discovered Yarra Ranges Live TV, I'm Pat Boucher, Danny Fields behind the camera. It's all brought to you, of course, thanks to your local community bank branches of the Bendigo Bank, of course, bank with the banks that give back to the community, and YV Hampers. Have you ordered mum a YV hamper for Mother's Day? If not, jump onto YV Hampers on Facebook and check out all their wonderful range of hamper goodies. Steve Barrington from Foothills Community Care, thanks for joining us live, of course.
No worries, welcome.
Mate, what is happening here today? This is huge.
It is huge. It is amazing. It's organised chaos, as I like to call it. We've got this amazing group of people here now. We've got volunteers. These guys are about to start driving and doing our first delivery runs. So basically, this is our big Mother's Day Drive 2020.
Yes.
Which is this great idea where we're delivering today 500 plus meals to people in need in the local community, mothers and their families, isolated, vulnerable people. We've got these amazing meals that are going out to our local community now.
And say that again, 500 meals. I mean, that is phenomenal, Steve. How did this all come about? I mean, and who chipped in for the meals and helped cook them all?
Yeah, great story. It literally was a conversation about 2.5 weeks ago. Foothills Community Care and Community Casseroles have been delivering meals and supporting people in the local community for many, many years. Usually we do about 200 meals a week. Over the last 6 weeks, we've gone up to about 600 meals a week. Wow. It's just gone gangbusters with all the restrictions and that going on. We normally do something around Mother's Day, and we thought we can't do the sort of things that we normally do. What can we do? We'd love to deliver some meals. And at the same time, we came across this great group, Red Coral Seafood, down in Bayswater, and they said, oh, we've got all these chefs that have got all this extra time on their hand now, and they'd love to do something. Can we partner together? And so it started off with a conversation. We've got a whole lot of partners on board. They've got some great chefs that have come on board. Meat donated and produce donated through Second Bite, through the Master Chef Kitchen. So we got this amazing Wagyu beef. We got roast duck. We got roast chicken. We got fish pie donated from Seafood, Red Coral Seafood. Vegan treats as well. Apple crumble from Montague's, one of our local orchards here. So many different amazing partners have come on board. And then we've been able to get some care packs for them as well. So we've got some great products from Pinchapoo, another great charity down in Bayswater. We've donated all these great pamper packs and then some other goodies to give people as well, some chocolates. Awesome. Particularly to help people who are isolated, who are really vulnerable at this time, to say, hey, we haven't forgotten you. This is our compassionate response to actually care for people at this time. Yeah, we want to be there for people and to say, you are not forgotten, but we care for you.
Yeah, that's beautiful. Now, we're going to have a quick chat to Dana and Blair from Red Coral Seafood. Yep. We're going to come back and have a look at some of the meal packs and also some of the care packs. Great. Thanks, Steve, and we'll find out a little bit more about who's been involved. So if you've just tuned in, you're watching Yarra Ranges Live TV live, of course, from the Upwey Baptist Church. It's all part of the Foothills Community Care, and it's the big Mother's Day drive, of course, that's taking place. Having a quick chat to Dana from Red Coral Seafood. You guys are in Bayswater.
Yeah, we are. We've been there for like 30 years. So,
how did you guys get involved in the big Mother's Day drive for 2020?
Look, we've always wanted to give back to the community. We love the community spirit, especially in the area that we are. And I think for the first time, being able to do something with the community here in the city of Knox was really something that we kind of pushed for. Mm-hmm. I guess in general, Mother's Day is quite big for us with everything that's been happening in the hospitality industry and a lot of the restaurants closed. We wanted to give back to those that are most vulnerable and I guess that needed something during this period of time. Mm. So I guess it was just something that we thought, you know what, this is the perfect opportunity. We're never really going to get it again. Let's kind of help out, work with the guys at Foothills, which we managed to stumble upon. And yeah, really kind of put something together and make it happen. And we did within just over 2 weeks. It was, hard work, but great.
Yeah, of course, Steve and the team, they've put all this together in just over 2 weeks. I think it was 16 days officially from concept to pulling everyone, all the food together and all the different teams to cook the food. I'm going to find out a little bit more about that in just one moment. Now, if people want to get some awesome fresh seafood, where can they go?
They can go down to Red Coral Seafood at 20 Missional Court in Bayswater. The retail shop's open Wednesday to Friday from 8 a.m. till 3 p.m. And open Saturday from 8 to 11. But we're also doing home deliveries through a thing called Melbourne Food Squad, which has a large variety for anyone that's in isolation or doesn't really want to get out to the shops. You'll get some wholesome wholesale food. We're talking fruit, veg, meat, you name it, and it's some of the most freshest stuff. And we're trying to really still, for us, work with people affected with the bushfires. So we buy a lot of our fish and everything like that from those people that suffered with the bushfires earlier this year. So we're trying to do a bit of both.
Good on you.
Yeah.
So there you go. So if you want to support, of course, get some great fresh seafood from an organisation and a business that's supporting the local community, check out Red Coral Seafood in Bayswater. We'll be adding a tag in this particular post back to you guys. So thanks so much, Dana. Thanks, Blair. Flashing away in the background there. Now, as you heard Steve mention, 500 meals are going out throughout the course of today, plus a whole range of different care packages. Now, Dan, I just wanted to show the guys one of these care packages. Come on up here. There's so many goodies in these. So they've got the meals, but then there's also lots of different information. So we've got the community casserole info about the Foothills, of course, community care group. Now check this out for a great care. This is from Pinch a Poo. How good is that for mum? All these different, what have we got, skin care and scrubs and mist toner, hydrating mist toner. So that's part of the care package, thanks to Pinch a Poo. And of course, you need to have you feel the chockies, of course, some leftovers from the Easter Bunny. So yeah, the care package is going out with every meal. So special shout out to Pinch a Poo and everyone involved in the care packages there. And I want to find out more about these meals because, as you heard, the MasterChef Kitchens got involved as well. They donated a bucket load of Wagyu beef. And I want to find out about the menus, how that all works. So I'll see if I can grab Steve again. Sorry, Nick. So, Steve, I'm curious to know about the meals. So you mentioned there's 500 meals going out throughout the course of today.
Yeah.
Now, can I ask who cooked them and what kind of flavours are on the menu, shall we say?
Yeah, no worries. So we've got some amazing chefs, some of Australia's top executive chefs who've cooked the meals. Dylan Kemp, Talina.
That's right, keep going. And they were done in Albert Park.
Done at Albert Park, down at the park down there. And they were chefs who come on board who would normally be just off their face flat out this time of the year.
Yep.
But because they're not working so much, they said we'd love to make some meals, and together we found each other. So they did the meals on Thursday and Friday. So they were incredible meals. So we were able to get top class duck, top class Wagyu beef, top class chicken, and absolutely primary class seafood to be able to put into the meal. So they are absolutely delicious. I was down there seeing them on Thursday, the meals coming together, and they had the whole team working for 6-7 hours down there and then putting together yesterday. Absolutely amazing, and we're so thankful for them and for the other people who are involved in this.
Yeah, brilliant. How did the ordering process work? Like from a mum point of view, if mum wanted to get a meal, how did that all work?
Yeah. So we put it out on Facebook. We did an online campaign. We launched it last Friday, so just over a week ago now, and we had an online form, so you could either nominate as a volunteer, like our volunteers here, you could nominate to receive a meal yourself, or you could nominate someone for a meal.
Yeah.
And our philosophy was anyone who nominates is worthy.
Yeah.
There's no kind of criteria to say this is for you, it's not for you. Anyone who nominates gets a meal.
Wow.
That was the process.
And now, just explain, this all came together in just over 2 weeks?
In just over 2 weeks, yeah. It went from scratch to this.
Yeah.
I mean, we're used to doing a little bit of this stuff before. As I said, we're delivering heaps and heaps of meals each week. We're delivering meals out of this place here every Monday night. We had to change the way we deliver our meals here on a Monday night because of the COVID and restrictions. So instead of a dining room like this would normally be, we're distributing meals, takeaway meals for people to take away. But this is really up the game again.
Yeah, brilliant. And the drivers, now talk to us about the drivers. How many volunteer drivers have come together to get these meals to mums out there in the Valley and the Ranges?
Absolutely. So I think we've got about 75 volunteers, 80 volunteers today, and about 55 drivers. and they're all going up now, getting ready to go. They've got about 4 to 5 houses each they're going to. Some of them are really local, some of them are a fair way out. And they'll put the products down, they'll knock on the door, they'll step back as they do, they'll wave at the people and have a chat. And some of the stories we've heard about some of the people, why they've nominated someone for a meal, they're heartbreaking. People who are on their own, people who've gone through some really horrendous situations and often don't feel worthy. In fact, definitely don't feel worthy. And so to us today, to be able to show people that they're not forgotten, that people love them, care for them, and want to bless them this way is just really, really incredible. So we're incredibly thankful to have such a great range of volunteers come out. We've got some great people in our local community as well. We've got a couple of state members of parliament here.
I noticed a couple of MPs here.
We have got a couple of MPs. So we've got Jackson Taylor, the member for Bayswater, over there. We've got Nick Wakeling, the state member for Ferntree Gully there. We've got the Mayor of Knox, Nicole over there.
She's driving the keyboard over there, of course. When it comes to organising the drivers, Nicole's doing a great job. You want to get a mayor who's really hands-on, of course, and love Nicole's work.
Absolutely.
So it's great to see them all coming together.
All coming together. And these guys are not just here token for today. They're people who work with us, who support us, who back us, who get behind us, who really serve their community well. So we're really proud to partner with them and so many other partners today. As I said, we've got so many organisations that have come on board. Confoil's another great organisation in Bayswater. They provide us with all the food containers.
The packs and containers,
Containers here. They come from Confoil. Confoil have supported us for about 15 years now.
Fantastic.
And over the last 2 years particularly, they've really wanted to up their game of supporting us. And over the last 6 weeks particularly, with restrictions, they've said, whatever you need, let us know. And so literally we're going through thousands and thousands and thousands of these containers at the moment each week. And they give them to us, and they just are really wrapped to be a part of this with us.
Yeah, so big thank you and shout out to Confoil Containers and Bayswater, of course. Steve, if people want to find out more about Foothills Community Care,
yes,
where can they find out about you guys? How can they volunteer? How can they get involved and support the work that you guys do?
Excellent. The best way is to go to our website, which is www.foothillscare.org.au. That's the best way. It's got all the information about our programs, information about today, how to donate, how to get involved. We're really just humbled to be part of a small organisation that is supporting so many people in the life of our local community. And as I said, particularly since restrictions have come in, we've been overwhelmed with people wanting to donate, wanting to support us, wanting to saying what can they do to support their local community. And so we've got people donating non-perishable items, people donating insulation bags to send meals out with, people volunteering as drivers. So we've actually had so many people wanting to volunteer that we've got a backlog.
That's brilliant.
But it is amazing just seeing so many people come together at this time to support other people. When the restrictions started, we said we wanted to be an agency that's known as being compassionate about how we support people in our local community. We don't want to be driven by fear or anxiety, but we want to be driven by compassion and love, particularly for those who are isolated and really vulnerable. And so that's what we're really driven to do, and that's part of the DNA of who we are, and we want to continue to do that. And as I said, we've been doing this for many years before this has come along, and we're going to be around for a long time afterwards as well, supporting local people in our community.
Good on you, Steve. Steve Barrington, of course, the man behind Foothills Community Care, the man who's, of course, organised the big Mother's Day drive for 2020 here, of course, at the Upway Baptist Church. Mate, thank you so much for the work that you do for the community, because it's not just today, it's all year round that you guys do your fantastic thing. Of course, big thank you to the guys from Red Coral Seafood, Dana and Blair. Shout out, of course, to Alice as well. Alice from Community
Casseroles.
Community Casseroles. Alice, just quickly plug Community Casseroles for us. What do you guys do?
Community Casseroles, we have a monthly cook-up, which at the moment is weekly because we're meeting the need of the community. So we go into this kitchen here and we cook up a couple hundred meals and we pack them into disposable, recyclable, sustainable containers that have been donated by Confoil. Then we put them in our freezer and people contact us through the website. They request some meals. It could be for any reason. It could be because they're having a hard week, they're overwhelmed, illness, any other sort of vulnerability. They might have lost work. And then we pop over with a meal to their doorstep and we deliver. We try to get to about a week's worth of meals. Sometimes it's half a week depending on their demand. Plus essentials, toilet paper, fresh fruit and veggies, and we're doing that weekly at the moment for many people who would otherwise be overwhelmed.
And the Community Casseroles website, what's the website that people can
You
jump
could go
on?
through the Foothills website.
There you go.
Yep. So Foothills website, Community Casseroles at the top.
There you go. Alice from Community Casseroles, also part of course, the Foothills Community Care Program. I wanted to also quickly acknowledge, again, Nick Wakefields, of course, the member for Ferntree Gully. We've got Jackson Taylor, the member for Bayswater. Of course, we've got the Mayor here from Knox City Council, Nicole, behind us as well, of course, driving the keyboards. That gives you an idea of what's happening here today in the lead up to Mother's Day, of course. Community coming together to feed mums in isolation with some fantastic hot food, some great care packages, and the community spirit well and truly alive and well here in the Foothills Community Care. Steve, love your work. Thank you very much for joining us live on Yarra Ranges Live TV.
Thanks very much. Can I finish off with one last little poem? This is this is what we're saying giving out to everyone.
Yep.
Happy Mother's Day to the mothers, the happy mothers, the struggling mothers, the lonely mothers, the revered and the ignored mothers, the grieving mothers, the surrogate mothers, those who deserve to be a mother and didn't have the opportunity, to the mothered by whichever degree, and to the motherless. Blessings and peace to you today. That's why we're doing what we're doing. Beautiful. Thanks very much.
Thanks, Steve. You're watching Yarra Ranges Live TV, live, loud and proud from the Upway Baptist Church here, part of Foothills Community Care. As always, we're living, we're loving, and we're sharing the life with the mums out there in the lead up to Mother's Day. For all the mothers out there, we wish you a very happy Mother's Day for tomorrow. Be sure to tune in tonight if you're missing out on your live music, of course. We're back at the Oak Tree Tavern doing another live music stream at 7:30 featuring the hard-rocking sounds of Nurse Ratched, of course. That's one way to let your hair hang down in the lead up to Mother's Day. As I mentioned, we're living, we're loving, and we're sharing the Mother's Day life here in the Valley and the Ranges. Thanks to, of course, your local community bank branches of the Bendigo Bank and YV Hampers. Get Mum a YV hamper, jump onto their Facebook page. I'm Pat Boucher, Danny Fields behind the camera. Wish you guys a happy Mother's Day in these crazy times. Thanks for watching, guys. We'll see you tonight at 7:30. Cheers.